if she wanted to come up here, say hello. What's
Yes.
up, Kanessa? How are you?
Yes, of
Hi,
course.
Kanessa. How are you?
I am good. I am so excited for this day. Like it's kind of surreal having you here because I know we like rated you after our Twitter space the first time found you, and then like you must always do it right after our Twitter space gets over with.
I think I do. It's like genuinely like you guys rated me maybe more than 10 times at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's like wow, this is really happening. It's cool because I think we always do that, go into different people's spaces, and there's just not like this is just really cool to have this back and forth connection and to see you here. And yeah, like we are fans of your music. I think I know AJ Odd Job, another friend of ours, he has said many
Yes,
times this
Oddjob.
week. You know Odd Job?
Yeah, well, I've
Yeah.
seen him in my chat before, yeah.
Yeah, so he was like super excited, and I don't see him, so I don't know, maybe he's busy, but I know he wanted to be here too, and so
Oh,
yeah.
neat. That is so, it really blew my mind when Sinful was like, yeah, you have a group of people that would already be excited for you to perform in the metaverse. And I gotta tell you, like, as a performer myself, that was a wild experience. That's kind of like the experience you have when you're like, yeah, I'm real big in Japan. Like, you know? But
Yeah.
it's just so neat and so cool. And like, this community just made me feel so loved without me even really like, it feels like I haven't even done anything to win you guys over. And that's kind of cool.
I think just like listening to you play and listening to your commentary when you play on Twitch, it's just like I think you're a genuine person, and I think everybody appreciates that. Like it definitely resonates and comes through, the radio waves or the digital.
Yeah, the
Twitch.
digital verse. Yeah, the Matrix, as I call it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you jump in world, we will send you wearables so that your avatar can just look amazing.
What?
And all
Are you
dripped
serious?
out.
You're gonna send me wearables?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm so excited! Yay!
What's your style? We have to know your style.
Oh man. I mean, like right now my avatar is kind of just like styled as this like I have overalls on and like sandals because I'm just like a chill person. But if you want to give me the cool stuff and make me look pimped out, I would love that. That would be awesome.
Are you in world right now? Are you able to be in the
I am not in world right now, but actually let me go ahead and see if my laptop is all charged up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling to figure out the metaverse. Like, even walking around is very difficult for me. I'm doing my best out here. She doing her best out here. But let me get my laptop and see if I can pop myself over to the true room. Oh my gosh.
Now I'm a little self-conscious because like we are all like blinged out, and then when you see us, you're gonna be like, whoa.
Listen, I am a-okay with my little overalls. It kind of looks like the way I look in everyday life, so I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay strolling up the way I normally look. Okay, so you might have to instruct me on how to get there, because I am like such a freaking noob on this stuff. Like, even getting my wallet attached like was a big freaking deal for me. Took me like an hour to figure that out. Not gonna lie.
Okay. So I guess moving forward would be safe to ask, did you write down your 12-word seed phrase? And now you keep that safe. You never give that to anybody.
I won't.
Anyone.
I heard it in the video. You said that. You said that.
It could be MetaMask support reaching out to you on Twitter, which they would never do.
Yeah, they said
that too. So yeah, just keep that safe. Don't give it to anyone. Don't even trust anyone.
I won't trust anyone at all ever.
Fireproof safe. Maybe hand it over to Dad. I know Dad will most likely keep it safe.
That's true. He would. He would. Okay, so how do I get to the true room? Because I'm currently in Genesis Plaza.
Okay, so oh, this is a good time to teach you how to teleport by coordinates. Okay, press enter on your keyboard. Okay. That brings up the chat. Yes. Then type 26 comma,
Okay.
-1 and then click on the blue numbers that pop up.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Canessa. How are you doing? Look at you. You're amazing. Okay, I'm gonna jump in. Oh my gosh. This is wild.
Oh my god, I'm like so sparkly today too.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible. You guys, what even is this?
Wait. I think we got live.
No.
So you
So that's how you teleport around. Like if you know the coordinates of where you're going, you could just do that.
Okay, beautiful. I'm here, I think. And then I know that there's like a realm, like you have to switch realms to see all the people populate. Correct?
Well, I see you right now.
Oh my gosh, hi! Oh my gosh, it's Sinful! Look at you, dude! Oh, bro! We're in the metaverse!
We're in the metaverse.
Oh, hello, Canessa. How are you doing? This is wild. I'm not gonna lie. This is absolutely wild.
This is awesome.
Oh my god!
This is a first. Oh my god.
This is what I look like in real life, by the way. I do actually have, indeed, sunglasses, short hair, and overalls, and usually sandals on.
Yes. And this is what I look like in real life.
Oh, I
too.
know.
Wings.
I know that you absolutely look like that. I do not doubt that, Canessa. And I'm on the wall. This is crazy. Okay, do y'all have like actual questions to ask me other than me just like assimilating to the metaverse?
Actually, I do. But this is fun to listen to and experience. So please continue.
Oh
If you have any questions or comments, concerns.
It's just wild to see a sign of myself in the metaverse. Is there any... Okay, God, I just switched over to this new computer and it's PC, and I normally do. I had a MacBook for 10 years. I wish I could screenshot this. Does anybody know like the command for a screenshot on PC? Like, I don't even know that. I'm such a noob.
Yeah, it's just Windows button and then print screen.
Oh my gosh.
So
wild.
And I have a question relating to all of this audio. I would love to include some of these sound bites in a future like intro for us, Sin.
You have all the permission from me.
Yes. That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, this is wild. And Canessa, I heard that you you specifically create assets. And I don't know if that's the word for them, but like you create assets in this metaverse, or like, can you tell me a little bit about that?
I make like the emotes, so the avatar that you see, they'll just stand there, and then if you hit your B as in boy key, and then a number on your keyboard, like if I hit B5, it's gonna make me do a dance.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
All of yours are programmed. So the movements that we do, the one I'm doing right now, this is actually an NFT, so I could buy it and sell it.
Oh my gosh.
I've got some. Oh, I'll do some other ones. Oh, they're so bad. Okay, they're like sexy emotes.
Yes,
so.
Gwen.
But yeah, you can. There's people that make the wearables that we're wearing. There's people that make the emotes, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I can send you some emotes. I already snagged your address, and so I think everybody has already said that they're gonna like send you some fun.
Oh my gosh,
like,
guys, y'all are seriously getting me hooked up. What the heck? This is amazing.
This is, I mean, this is kind of what we do, and like we have fun doing this. We want to kind of welcome people in and make them like feel wanted and heard, of course.
Wow, this is wild. This is crazy.
Okay, so I have to know, is this guest over here, is that by any chance your father?
I don't know. Dad, are you I think his head is exploding right now. All right, Dad, do you have
Yes.
long hair and a black shirt on? I'm kind of curious. Let me check my text messages and see if he's texting me any information. I'm gonna see.
I'm so bullish on your dad.
Right?
Like, let's go.
He
This is
honestly,
amazing.
he's great. I'm gonna say, are you guest 08FF? Noise. Yeah, no, he's trying to figure out the metaverse stuff. And he's doing a good job. Like, my dad is like down to clown when it comes to this stuff. Like, he was one of the first people that was like, okay, how do we make Twitch work? How do I engage in chat? How do I give you things in chat? How do I like go back and forth? Like, that was, I mean, truly, like, he was ready to go, ready to make that happen. So shout out to my dad. Shout out to my mom. My mom is like not a big technology person, and she is like an absolute whiz in my chat. Like, she knows exactly how to, you know, do stuff and, you know, request songs and stuff. And she commonly will help like her boomer friends figure out how to use Twitch, because she's like, you need to come see my daughter sing. It's great. Oh no. There we go.
Oh, in chat, it says, I am Mr. Guest.
Oh, neat!
With
I see
hair
it!
this time. Yes!
Dad, you have
Oh,
dreads?
fantastic.
In the metaverse, he does. Let's
Is that
go.
you with dreads? Dad! Oh my gosh.
I mean, we can drip them out too.
We need to send some fun stuff to Dad now. Sorry, Crissa. Now we're on to like sending your dad some fun emotes. Oh no, he's a guest. We can't.
Aw. I made
You're,
sure that I was connected to everything.
you're gonna have to show him the ways of making a MetaMask wallet, Carissa.
Oh man, jeez, it took me just like too long to figure out how to put in my password. It's disgusting. But you know, we all out here doing our best.
We're out here doing the best. Practice makes perfect, and you know, I feel like this technology is still in its early stages, so it will kind of like develop and be more user friendly as more people come in and more experts are like, come on, I see an issue here.
Right, no kidding. I mean, and what's so cool about this place is that like it's a lot of artists coming together trying to like make this thing happen, you know? That's neat.
Exactly. At least like with the Decentraland in particular, it's like the individuals that own the land or that are operating the land, they are the ones creating the experience. If not, like the Decentraland is just empty, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I guess for this would be a good time to start with the interview side of things.
Yeah, give me that.
Now that we got you all ready to go. Okay, so before we get started, could you give us like a brief introduction about yourself?
Yes, I'll try to keep it brief because I like talking about myself because I'm a singer. My name is Carissa. I'm a singer, songwriter, voiceover artist. I'm a vocal coach as well. I have 2 degrees in music, in vocal performance and pedagogy, which is just a fancy word for how to teach the thing. I started singing when I was about 12, 13 years old, and I was trained primarily classically. And I really love musical theater. I really love pop, blues, jazz, all that kind of stuff. And once I graduated college, I kind of realized like I had always kind of been this black sheep that like had a leg in both worlds of like the classical and the crossover and the contemporary kind of stuff. And I never really felt like I fit in. And when the pandemic hit, it was like all of this online stuff just made sense. And I, for some reason, really, really wanted to take the time to learn about all of these different parts of, I guess, Zoom and how to communicate on Zoom and how to give better voice lessons on Zoom, because it was like all of my teacher friends were just bitching and complaining about how difficult it was, and I just wanted to make the experience so much better for my students who were at home struggling. And then Twitch kind of came about because of one of my friends who was my very first headshot photographer. who said, hey, you should probably do this thing. And I've been told by many, many people in my life, like, you should have a one-woman show. And Twitch just turned out to be that one-woman show. And I started writing music because of it and expressing myself in a really, really cool way. So.
I love that. I love that. So, wow, that actually answered like some future questions that I had, which were like, how long have you been Twitch streaming? So I kind of heard that the
Almost 3
pandemic.
years. Almost 3
Yep.
years. So in October, it's going to be 3 years, which blows my mind.
So, I guess we could start with the Twitch side of things, then. So, what was your experience like the first year of like Twitch streaming? Did you kind of like see the engagement that you wanted, or kind of like what was it like? Yeah.
You know, the first year of Twitch streaming, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Oh my gosh, this whole room is happening. Oh my gosh, sorry. I can't metaverse and answer questions. This is wild. Okay, I'm back. My head's back. The first year of Twitch streaming was kind of like, you know, it was like I was just experimenting with something and I was just having fun with it, and I was just like, hey, let's figure out if this is actually something I want to do. I know it's going to take a lot of time. I know it's going to take a lot of effort. I had already been on Instagram for years trying to build up a community. I had had a YouTube channel for like 8 years at that point, and I had seriously been starting to do social media for the past maybe 3 years, because I've been seriously like trying to do social media stuff for the past 5 years. And so because I already had the experience in how much time and effort that was going to take, it didn't feel like I was struggling to get viewers. It was like, oh, 1 or 2 people are like watching me from around the world. Like, that's amazing. That is so cool. Like, I just thought the opportunity to perform for people overseas, like, was just neat. And it was a little bit scary as far as the technology. I actually streamed on Facebook Live for a year before I came to Twitch, because I was so scared of Twitch, because I was scared of being a noob. I was scared of being an idiot in the chat. Oh my gosh, I was terrified of it. And then when I finally came over, it was like, okay, like, I'm gonna have to figure out, you know, some things, and I'm gonna have to figure out how everything works out. But it was something that I was already equipped for, but I made sure that I had my live stream on Facebook to kind of bolster me into that transition. And I think I got to a song list of 100 songs on Facebook before I even started Twitch, because I was so terrified of being so unskilled. Like, terrified. So, yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, I have to say, like, everything you were saying was kind of, I was kind of like relating to it in a way, like my first year as well, kind of, just 2 years, had a couple viewers, but was, you know, very happy that like they were there to just watch me play video games and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, kind of, the whole transition into like trying to like build a community online. Oh man, I lost my whole train of thought.
I know,
Out of
looking
all
in the metaverse
excitement.
while you do that is crazy, isn't it? It's hard to talk and be in the metaverse.
I actually was like, yeah, scrolling around, like,
Yeah.
look at how many people are here.
It's wild.
So, okay, so okay, you got into oh, okay. Here's the continuation of my thoughts. How you were over preparing before you even like got into Twitch, like kind of having that mental barrier for yourself before like just taking the plunge.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can relate to that too. I was like, okay, I gotta be good at this or else I'm not doing it. Uh, so and to even start off at a different platform due to kind of like the fear of being that noob and looking, yeah, like whatever. Like I started off Twitch streaming. I started off streaming on YouTube myself. I
Mm-hmm.
streamed on a whole year on YouTube
Wow.
until I got into Twitch, and then I was a noob on Twitch. But
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to have met this community of people here on Decentraland, like just when I did, and here we are. I don't even know how long now. 4 years later? Am I 4 years deep?
Wild.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like about 4 years into streaming in general.
It's crazy because I mean, I'm almost at 3 years in October, which I say almost, but like it does feel like it's just October is gonna whiz closer and closer every single day. But I it blows my mind how long I've actually been doing this. And I looked at my YouTube channel recently. I've had that YouTube channel for 10 years. Like I had that channel since I was in middle school making silly videos with my sister. Like I've been doing this stuff. Shelly and I had a conversation earlier today as I was buying my laptop, and like she was talking about how she was part of these metaverse kind of communities when she was really young, and we don't realize how integrated we are in the technology until we start using it again and going, oh, like, wow, I really am integrated into this stuff. I do know what this is, and like it really does feel very human, which is even more bizarre when we think about the integration of our technology and how we use our human connection through that. It's fascinating to me. I think it's so cool.
Totally. And so, okay, let's take it back to a young Carissa.
Oh
At
goodness.
what age at what age did you discover that you wanted to pursue music as your creative outlet, and what inspired you to do so?
You know, geez. Um so I was in about fourth, fifth grade, and when my mom was kind of like, oh, like you have an aptitude for singing. And so I think it was actually the music teacher that was just like, yeah, be in my fourth, fifth grade select choir. That was the first time that I'd ever been picked for anything like I was selected. It was me. I was selected to be in the special choir. And when I sang in that choir, we sang like Catch a Falling Star and Put It in Your Pocket, never let it fade away. But I'll never forget it, apparently. But we sang all these songs, and I specifically remember being like, oh, I'm good at this. And people praise me for this. Like, oh, I see what this is. Like, this is attention. This and for me, like, that's where it all kind of maybe like started. And then it was just kind of reestablished and like bolstered by my mom really encouraging me. My mom was the first one to put me in voice lessons when I was 13 years old. And I started with a voice teacher that was very, very classical. Most of our lessons were like warm-ups. Like I was warming up my voice and doing vocal exercises for 45 minutes as a 13-year-old, and then doing like 15 minutes of like an actual song that was a classical song, maybe in a different language or in English if I was lucky. Like very, very bel canto, very old school, very classical. And then my mom put me in Austin Girls Choir because I grew up in Austin, Texas. And so that was huge because we would dress up in full Dickens style time period costumes and go and carol like in like 3-part all girl harmonies. And it was like a really big deal. We traveled all around Texas in these like costumes, and we all like sang our parts, and like we had tons of rehearsals, and it was a huge time investment. And that was happening when I was in middle school because my mom was really supporting me and wanting me to do those things, and she saw that I had an aptitude for it. So like that's where like it started, is when I was like, oh, like this is something that I can be really good at, I'm praised for, and that I really get to work for. And I love, if you know me, I am a workaholic. I love working. Working is like my favorite thing. I love bettering myself. I love continuing like my skills. I love honing my skills. If you know Enneagram, I am an Enneagram 3 with a wing 4, which just means that you're a performer, means that you're an achiever. And so that is like where I am, where I love to be. And so it was like that thing in my life had personified like excuse me, had like personified exactly what I was good at. Sorry, let me cough really quick. Whew. I'm gonna mute myself.
And while that happens, I would like to
Thanks.
remind everyone, like and retweet the room, and I'll pass it back over to Carissa.
I'm here, I'm back. But yeah, so that was kind of the time when that happened, and I got really reaffirmed for those things, which was really, really cool. So that's where the love started. I did a lot of musical theater when I was in middle school, and then in high school I did musical theater. And then I was just kind of like continually told that I was good at this thing, so I kept doing it.
I love it. So you've been entertaining the masses with your voice since you were in 5th grade, around that,
right?
Correct? I love it. I love it. And so how many instruments do you play?
Oh man, so I have a huge insecurity about that too, wildly enough. When I was in college, I felt like I wasn't a legitimate musician because all I did was sing. And I felt like musicians, like real musicians, were the ones that like played instruments. And that was kind of also reaffirmed kind of by classical musicians who were instrumentalists that I knew. Like they definitely looked down at singers, and they definitely did have that kind of thing of like, oh, if you're a singer, like you can't even count right, you can't count the measures, you guys just kind of express yourself all over the page and you don't really like do exactly what's on the page, right? So I had a huge insecurity about it. And I started taking piano because it was required, and we had to take like 4 semesters of it, and all the voice kids just sucked at it, and they hated it because they didn't take any instruments until then. And I had I had piano teachers kick me out of their studios multiple times because I just didn't practice. I didn't want to practice. I didn't love practicing, and my mom even put me in guitar lessons, and I sucked. I wasn't good at it, and like I didn't like practicing. It didn't bring me joy. It was so boring because I had to sit in my room all by myself. And so when I got into college, I kind of was like, I would love to actually express myself, not just as a vocalist. And so I kind of got my rudimentary skills in college with my piano. And then I started teaching voice when I got out of my 2 degrees. And I realized I could not play a melody on the piano to help my students actually learn their music. And that devastated and embarrassed me to no end. And so I got to the point where I would just plunk out notes until I got it right. And I struggled through my first 2 years of teaching students because my skill of playing was so far behind my knowledge of the voice and how to sing and how to do the voice. It was like I could model things, but I couldn't play a melody. So with that embarrassment fueling me, I learned chords, and I taught myself how to accompany myself and my students during the few first years of me teaching. So piano was the first one I learned. Then I learned a little bit of ukulele, and I kind of went back to, some strumming on the guitar from what I had learned in like middle school. And then I kind of amassed all these silly percussion instruments because my mom kind of gave me all these percussion instruments throughout the years for my Twitch stream, because it was like a silly little kitschy thing that I could just like add a percussion thing with the looper. And my community was the one who funded the looper happening. I have the RC505 on my stream because my community was like, yeah, you need to be able to express yourself like in this way, and they funded it. And so the percussion instruments just kind of came from me experimenting more and more with that thing. But I would never consider myself an instrumentalist Like the way that I introduce myself, singer, songwriter, voiceover artist, I'm never gonna say instrumentalist in my life. Like, no. But it's like all of the instruments I play are kind of a survival mechanism of like being able to express myself musically online and be what I call a cyber bard, you know?
Okay. I did see that in your Twitter bio,
Yep.
Cyberbard, and I was going to ask about that. And I love
So
how
that's a term that I created while I was on my friend Claire Pick's stream. I was basically I went to Houston where she's located, and if you don't know Claire Pick's on Twitch, it's literally the name Claire Pics. She's a photographer by trade, but she also got a degree in musical theater, and she's a great singer and a lovely human, and she also fosters kittens. So commonly she'll have like a kitten laying on her guitar while she's playing guitar, which is the most precious thing ever. But she's great, and she's a partner, and like she was the one who introduced me to all this. And so when I went over and collaborated with her and was on her stream, I was like, man, we're kind of like cyber bards. And she was like, you need to lock down that term or I am going to steal it from you. And I was like, yeah, it's probably a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and like put that in my bio and stuff so that people know that like, yes, I feel like that is a term that we should be using. That is something that I've talked to my virtual assistant about. Like, this is what I am. Like, I believe this is part of my career. I am a cyber bard. I love that.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna pull a Decentraland joke. You have 24 hours to mint.
To mint, what does that mean? Okay, so Shelly gave me a little bit of stuff, and granted, like, I love you, chat, in Decentraland. I swear to God, I'm so bad at like looking at multiple things. So let me look at the chat and what people have been saying. What does that mean? What does it mean by that? Mint.
Okay, so on Decentraland, if you look around, you see some people that have like just their names with no numbers behind them, and then you'll
Yes.
see others with a name and then some digits. So the ones with that are just names, it means that individual got 100 mana and minted their Decentraland name.
I see. Okay.
So with that name, what you get access to is like that it'll be your name in world and like anywhere you go in forums and stuff like that, or not forums, DAO and different aspects of everything. That will be your name. It becomes a subdomain for your land. So if you own land, you can hook up that name to your land, and then people can type, what is it? It's like DC. What is it? www.yourname.dcl.eth, and you will be taken to your land. And also, it becomes a whole world. Like you get access to DCL worlds, which allows you to build like you see Decentraland, like what it is now, like just big world. You get one of those with your name.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh
Yep.
my lord. Okay, so now
24
tell
hours.
me the cost of this. Like, is there a cost involved with minting my name?
Okay, so let's see. Right now, the current price of mana is 50 cents a piece, a mana. So that would be, for 100 mana, would be $50, and then probably like $10 to $15 in gas fees, maybe.
Gas fees? What does that mean?
I'm probably overestimating here, but gas fee is okay. So the network that we're all running on is the Ethereum network. Ethereum is a cryptocurrency, but
Right.
besides it being a cryptocurrency, it's also like a network that provides like services and
Blockchain.
yeah,
I used the word blockchain earlier, so maybe that'll help.
blockchain.
Okay.
Yes, the blockchain. And so gas fees are pretty much network fees for using the network. So you pay those fees in Ethereum.
Okay. Bless. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is like still so much like information, like a fire hose of information for me to be like, okay,
I get
I'm in this universe. I'm trying to bob up and down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just the more you hang out and, just ask some questions, and people are always more than willing to show you the way. Even like whenever you're ready, like have some cash and want to sit down with someone, like there are countless individuals in the community that would be willing to sit down with you and get it done.
Wow, this is incredible. Okay, cool. Okay, neat. Also,
It's one of
this is very similar to how I actually dance at weddings, by the way. Me on the dance floor right now in the metaverse. This is not a joke. This is actually how I look at weddings most of the time.
You are also being streamed on Twitch and YouTube currently. You're showing off your dance moves.
Incredible! Oh,
So,
that's so cool. Well, thank you, Kanessa. I appreciate you complimenting me on my dance moves. I do my best.
okay, we spoke about the instruments and how
Mm-hmm.
kind of like you got into playing instruments. To tell you the truth, like I thought, like from the moment I stepped into your stream, I thought you were so talented.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
I would have never known that you learned piano, that you like learned or began to get more serious about instruments like in college.
Yeah.
So so like I absolutely thought you were like a gem from moment one. So what would you say is which instrument would you say is the best instrument that you perform with?
Oh, the
Wow.
piano, for sure. Piano, a big one, because the piano for me is, first of all, it's actually, it is a percussion instrument, and what I like about that is that the piano can be a percussion instrument, but it also can be so much more, and it can add so much texture to what you're already doing, and so the piano can express. And it can do rhythmic textures, and it can do melodic textures, and because it has so much versatility, I think I just know how to use it and its utterances a lot better because having the experience that I've had over years and years and years of being in rehearsals, piano tech rehearsals, which just means a bunch of singers are on stage singing an opera or singing a musical, and they literally only have a piano that is the reduction for an entire orchestra, which is phenomenal in itself. But what that is a testament to is that the piano has the option to be a rehearsal instrument that replaces an entire orchestra. And because I was in those rehearsals and I could see how these wonderful pianists, who have been studying it for years and years, could transfer that that information all in a score of like 18 instruments into one. I think that's why I connect to it and why I like it so much, is because it I feel like I understand the textures a little bit more, and I understand the versatility of it a little bit more as an instrument than most people do, because I've just kind of been able to see really, really good pianists use textures that are really innovative and really show off a lot of textures that are basically imitating a ton of other instruments in an orchestra.
So, okay, so I guess in music, what does the term texture mean?
Oh man, yeah, that's kind of woo-woo, isn't it? The word texture. So when I'm thinking about like a texture, I'm thinking about, I like to think of music as almost like a paint palette. I like to teach my students thinking about a paint palette as well. Like, hey, if you're gonna sing a Lana Del Rey song, to me, she sings in purple velvets or blacks. Like, that's kind of how I see her voice, and that's how I see her, like, Amy Winehouse is like a crimson red or like a velvet purple kind of thing.
I love this.
Right. So I like to see it that way, and I like to kind of teach people that way as well, and kind of be like, okay, what texture are you giving here? What kind of thing are you doing? Like if you're playing on the piano and it's like, I'm gonna actually go over to my piano. If it's like a texture that's really, really raucous and really like rockin' and stuff like that, it's gonna be maybe a little bit more percussive. It's gonna be a little bit more rhythmic. If it gets too loud, let me know what the balance is like. But like if you're playing something that's like, let's see. You're getting like a boogie woogie kind of thing, but that's like very choppy, and it has like it has a point to it. It has a rhythm to it. And if you want a texture that's very light and airy and small, like I'm gonna use something that's like high up and kind of pondering. And if I want to create something that maybe is a little bit more spacious textured, more crystalline, I'm gonna use a pentatonic scale and kind of like improvise on that thing. And by the way, a pentatonic scale on a piano is just all the black keys. So if you're ever sitting at a piano and you feel like you don't know what the heck to do and you've never touched a piano and you feel like you'd like to be able to play it, you can literally just mess with all the black keys in any order and it's going to sound like it's supposed to be in the right place because it's all just one scale, which is the pentatonic scale, which is very commonly heard in Asian music, in I guess the term nowadays is not Oriental, but during the time of Debussy, he would have been using the word exoticism and Oriental to describe the pentatonic scale and the use of it. But textures, I would say, are parts or kind of like colors that you can see here in the music. And they can be figures, which can be just like little earworms. But it's just parts of music. That's what I mean when I mean textures.
You know, I'm sitting here wishing that you had taught me music, or like someone would have taught me like music in that perspective. I probably would have like actually paid more attention.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I wish that too. And so when I teach my students, I come from a holistic perspective. There are two perspectives that are kind of seen a lot in the music world, and honestly in just the teaching world, which is mechanistic versus holistic. Mechanistic is the idea that you have information that needs to be put in your brain because you are a clean slate and I need to fill your brain with my ideologies. Holistic is the idea that you come in and you already have a full brain full of knowledge and experiences, and I'm going to build off of those things and that knowledge and that experience. And for me, I'm a huge human lover. Like I just love humans so much, and I think they're wonderful, multifaceted, cool beings. And because I have that love for humans, I think it makes it really easy for me to look at a person and be like, okay, cool, what are you walking in with? Let's start there. So.
Oh my God, yes, thank you. So let's see. I see that we have like 10 minutes left in the space. And then Stony Eye will be performing at or doing his. Yeah. Okay, so this is like the perfect day, like to kind of like experience a Decentraland, because Stony is hosting his like bi-weekly Mo Beats events where he kind of he'll kind of like start the evening off by asking the crowd some questions like what tempo, what progressions, and then he'll like make a beat right before our eyes. Today he's collabing with another like DJ producer here in the Decentraland that is big, and oh
wow.
Man, it's gonna be amazing.
So you guys, and I was so interested because I see, all this like club vibe stuff, and I'm thinking like, oh, these people are gonna want like EDM music all night. But it's like, no, like you guys are wanting to be a part of this music, and you guys are wanting to be a part of the music process, which is so cool. And I saw somebody in the chat that was like comparing me to Bach, which is hilarious. But I'm actually doing a I'm actually learning a Bach aria right now. It's funny that you say that, because I'm learning a Bach piece, which is so cool. And Bach is just like puzzle pieces. It's just like putting a puzzle together, just like you guys are doing here with your creation and with your showing off your artist and being very artist central, which I think is really why I'm drinking the Kool-Aid for Twitch. I absolutely love when platforms are artist central.
Drink the Decentraland Kool-Aid. It is your
Heck yeah.
destiny.
I mean, listen, Sinful. I mean, if I wasn't already drinking the Kool-Aid, like I literally bought a laptop today to be a part of this. Like, come on now. Like, do we have, beyond any doubt? I'm definitely drinking the Kool-Aid.
You are committed. You are committed. So, okay. So, I guess for the last few minutes, I'd like to introduce or invite anyone that would like to ask Carissa any questions.
Yeah, please ask me some questions.
And if while we wait, I guess I could kind of ask you, Carissa, do you have any original music? And if so, like where could our listeners and viewers find your music and so they can enjoy?
Yeah, so my music is all on well, it's any streaming platform really, wherever you like to listen to it. But the moniker that I use for my original music is CrrIssa. It's Carissa, which is my handle on Twitter, but of course I have an underscore after it because somebody else already had that name. But CrrIssa is my name on the metaverse. So that is what you're gonna find me under on Spotify. I can also give you guys a link. I think I might have a Spotify link for the show that I'm doing tomorrow on my board. But Spotify is kind of where all my music is in one place, and it's a small collection because I just started putting original music out in the past 2 years because I was so terrified to do it for 13 years. And I finally got to a point where Twitch was just encouraging enough that I finally released my own music.
Love it. Okay, so if I were ever to give you a gift, would you prefer Carissa, like how it's spelled on Decentraland right now, or Cyberbard?
Oh man, y'all are making me think that I need to change all of my handles to Cyberbard. Come on now. I don't know. I think Carissa, because I think Cyberbard is a concept and a name and an idea that I want to give to other people. I want people to use it as a term. I want people to feel like they can be cyberbards, and I think that that's something I want people to be able to participate in, rather than me minting the name, shall we say.
I love it. So I'll pass it over to 13. I see that he came up to speak. Do you have any questions for Carissa?
What's up?
Hello. How are you?
Hi. I'm good.
Right. Well, welcome to Decentraland. Welcome to Twitter. You got Discord?
I do have a Discord. It's called the Bonus Chord Dispensary because my moderator from Twitch made a whole Discord for me because he loves me. That's why.
Right on. Well, I guess if we could either get a link to that or something, that'd be pretty dope.
Hell yeah, I would love to. Yeah, okay, so let's see if I can find an invite. Cheese whiz. I know it's on my Twitch. I know if you go to my Twitch, my Bonus Chord Dispensary is absolutely there. But I can also give the links to Sinful and Shelly afterwards too, so you guys have access to that. My Discord is super wholesome. It's very encouraging. It's a group of music nerds and art nerds and people coming together to share their creativity. I have a, look what I made section on the Discord where I share like paintings that I do because I'm an amateur painter and I like to do stuff like that. My whole vibe and my whole thing is like express yourself creatively. Everybody can express themselves. And so that's kind of the vibe of my Discord. So if you are there, like I would just love to have you there,
And important announcement. Tomorrow is Carissa's Metaverse debut the True Band Room right before Stony Eye. So, we'll have all those links on the back wall of the band room as well during her show.
Incredible. Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
It was literally
So
my
3
next question.
p.m. Pacific. Yep.
Nice. Yes, tomorrow, baby. Tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yep, it was coming in the version of when Metaverse show, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh, so yeah, 13 knows how to track me down and get information out of me. So yeah, definitely you could send me a link there. And also oh, balls, I lost my whole train of thought again.
Balls.
I think I was gonna show to you or something. um Oh
So you
yeah, I
can
was
just
going to tell you about a humble little Discord channel that I know of, named the Community Building Decentraland Discord channel. Yes, just a few degens like to hang out in there, and we're always like in there willing to give a helping hand or answer any questions if you ever have any.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. That would be super helpful for me. I would love that. So send me a message after this and I'll, we'll exchange information and stuff like that, and whatnot.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I guess on the final note, you had mentioned your mods, and whenever I go to your Twitch, I just absolutely love how you highlight your mods within your platform as well. I think that is like amazing of like for you to do. So I guess like to finish off the episode, could you tell us a little bit about your mods, whether they are musicians or any cool stuff that they do?
My moderators are awesome. And again, my mods and me hyping up my mods is just testament to me being a people lover. I love humans and I love people. So I can't help but hype them up. My main moderator, his name's, well, I say main, my oldest moderator, his name's Drackling. He's on the East Coast, and he saw me in one of my first streams and just decided, hey, I'm going to help you. He helped me build up a lot of my technology. He helped me with OBS. He helped me with Streamlabs. He helped me put my BRB TV, my starting soon screen, everything has a Drackling touch to it. And I am so, so thankful for him because he created so much of that stuff just because he wanted to. I tried to pay him. He was like, stop paying me. And I was like, please let me give you pizza money for the love of God. Like, I love him. He's so helpful. My second moderator came on board when I did a musical online through Zoom. And he was our stage manager for a Zoom musical. And he was a person I never met in real life, but I met him later because we lived in the same town. We just did a musical online during the pandemic. So Braden came on, bomb guy. And so Drackling is a hobbyist, but he does IT work during the day and like assistants and stuff. Bomb Guy is also a music lover. He is a stage manager. He does a lot of like professional OBS stuff for companies as well and runs their events online. So he is again another tech guy that just loves music. Ayakane is a moderator that is notorious on Twitch music. She is literally in everybody's chat at all times. It's wild. She mods for, I'm not kidding, like 30 musicians on Twitch. She's crazy. She's wonderful. I met her at TwitchCon San Diego, and I just love her to pieces because she's super cool, very, very knowledgeable about the community, and really helps me out. I know Q, Thundercloud is my last one, my fourth moderator. She came to me through my chat very recently, was an immediate fan, and I said, I love your vibe. I love that you know everybody on Twitch music. I want you on my team. And so now my team has 2 girls, 2 guys, and it's this perfect, beautiful, synergistic balance of moderators, and I just am so lucky to have these people just kind of come in and make sure that everything's running the way it's supposed to. But usually on Thursday nights, I'm modless because a lot of them can't make it, which means that I kind of get to be in the Wild West on Twitch, which is kind of wild. But it's super fun. And I love my mods, I love Twitch, and I'm excited to kind of step into the metaverse. Speaking of which, I've stepped out of the metaverse because my laptop decided that it needed to go sleepy. But that's how my moderators came to be, and if you want to, have more information on all that stuff, I will definitely talk to you candidly in the chat if you come over to my Twitch channel as well. So, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it does look like you have a very, very talented team behind you, at least on the Twitch side of things. Definitely definitely, it's always good to have those individuals that will take care of you just selflessly. I've definitely had a few in throughout the years myself.
It's
Um,
crazy how much they give, and you're like, why are you giving this to me? Why are you giving your time and resources? And it's like, because this is a safe place, and that's just a really cool thing to create for other people.
exactly. Okay, so tomorrow at True Band Room, it would be at 6 p.m. Eastern, right, Shelley?
Yes, I just pinned a tweet to the top of the space. So, Carissa, if you scroll up on your phone, you'll see any pinned tweets. That's where those live. And then on the bottom right side is where the comments are. Comments will stick around until, even after the space is over, the pinned will disappear. But for everybody in the room, please retweet that tweet for Carissa's live show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Metaverse debut. Let's go.
Wild. This is going to be so wild. I am so thankful for all of you. I really appreciate it. This is really cool.
It has been an amazing conversation with you. Let's pass it to Kanessa.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Crissa. I sent out some wearables. A couple other people, I see you filled up your backpack with some wearables.
Oh my gosh, so cool!
So even though some of us like make our avatar look like we are in the real world, some people decide they have like crazy pink hair, and so you got some wigs in there, and then also a microphone with like a singing emote. So it might take learning to equip that, but then you can like literally sing for us in world. So yeah, just
I would love
so glad
that.
you're here.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for making me feel welcome. I appreciate it.
And I guess last thing from me, when is your next Twitch stream?
So I stream Tuesday mornings at 10. It is all Central Time, by the way. Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Time. Wednesday afternoons, 2 p.m. Central Time. And Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Central Time. I stream for 3 hours each session. And this Wednesday, I'm going to have one of my friends, Stream Scribe, come over. And we're going to talk about streaming on Twitch, how you be an artist on Twitch, how do you do a full-time living being an artist and being a content creator. So that's going to be a really cool conversation, and I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be just as charged emotionally and excitedly as this conversation.
Very exciting. I'll definitely make sure to look out and tune in and say hello.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, thank you everyone for being here tonight. I see that we're 5 minutes over, but it's okay. Let's head on over to Mo Beats, everyone. Carissa, should we drop you a link in case you can jump in a little later?
Yeah, feel free to drop me a link. I would love that. I'm going to be quite honest. I have been going crazy all day, so I might not make it because I might just be like, I need to spend time with my family because I'm really, really bad at working on weekends. But I will see if I have a moment to jump in.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And just take it away, Shelley.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank everyone in the True Band Room and on the other channels that we're streaming to. Everyone, check your hidden folders on OpenSea for the True Show app. This will be Carissa's very first for Music Matrix. And that is, Carissa, just so you know, that is a free NFT. Because you were logged in with your wallet, it will show up and we can go through this in DMs, but
please
that is your first.
Yes, teach me.
So that will be in your hidden folder on OpenSea. And I'm just so excited. As I was looking at who's here, QXG, amazing producer, Bobby Yaps, another fellow music instructor and shredicator because he is shreds on the guitar. And you're going to have lifelong friends, and I hope to see lots of fun collabs in the future. So welcome officially. Cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Sin. I love you as my co-host. And thank you, Kanessa. And yeah, we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. Today has been just absolutely wild. And I am so happy to see you guys tomorrow.
Whoop whoop. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everybody.
See you guys.